Yes, all right, lads. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy, discussing some Arsenal transfer update at the moment. And of course, it is from Sky Sports. Chef has been speaking about Arsenal transfers at the moment. I spoke about so many things: Nicolo Barella, Ben White, and so many other things that we're going to discuss down in this video. Do me a favor, go down below the video, look for that channel name. Besides it, there is a red word, subscribe. Click on that word, make sure it shows subscribed. Make sure it is no longer red. Make sure you turn on the notification bell because we are very close to 27,000 subscribers. And I mean it when I say 27,000. We are very close. We are coming for you, 30k. We are coming for you. So make sure you smash a like on the video. Make sure you're subscribing, and make sure you do give me what you think about these stories down in the chat. So Sky Sports update around Arsenal. Obviously, it came around the same time last week, and we looked at so many of the stories that actually had been broken. I don't think they have so many big updates, but I think they give us a clear insight of what is happening around the club, especially in terms of transfers. Because with Sky, what they have is they are more credible. They're more credible than Give Me Sport. They're more credible than Talk Sport. They're more credible than any outlet you will think about. So Chef has been speaking about Arsenal transfers in the past 1 hour, and first and foremost spoke about Ben White, and he said talks continue between Brighton and Arsenal. The Gunners are still very optimistic of signing Ben White. White wants to move. White wants the move, and Brighton will not stand in his way as long as a suitable offer is received. At Sky Sports, Chef. Look, he's not my favorite journalist, but I just like how precise he is. He's so precise, and he is on the point. In the morning, when we were speaking about Ben White, it was from Peter O'Rourke, who said that this deal could be done even in the coming days, hours, or even in the coming weeks. So, according to Sky Sport, they don't give us really something so far away. They just confirm what we talked about in the morning, but they add something that Brighton will not stand in the way of the player. They are very, very much willing to sell Ben White. They are willing to let him go as long as the suitable offer comes in. And of course, we have talked about the suitable offer for Ben White all along. It is always £55 million. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that. Arsenal still struggling, with the payment structure, but most of the things are done. And obviously, within the next few hours, within the next few days or the next weeks, we should listen in from a very big update from Sky Sport, confirming that Arsenal have got their man in Ben White. Of course, all the interest around the club, around the player, Chelsea, Everton, the player has just downplayed those parties. He said, I would rather go to Arsenal. I would rather settle in at Arsenal rather than going at Chelsea or Everton. So the player wants to move. Brighton I'm not going to at one point in time, they will never stand in his way. Never. They're not going to stand in his way. They will let him go. What do you think about that, Sky Sport? Thank you so much, Seth, for the brilliant update. Really love you, Seth. I think I'm in the same line with you now. Right. He spoke about Nicolo Barella, and he said Arsenal have inquired about Inter Milan midfielder Nicolo Barella. But the Nerazzurri have responded to the interest with a firm no. So with Nicolo Barella, it's been united. But I would have been surprised if Barella was not linked with Arsenal. Looking for a central midfielder, I think he's one of the best in Italy. Honestly, I would take Barella, and I would absolutely take Barella. But there is no way Inter Milan are gonna be open to selling Barella to you. There is absolutely no way Inter Milan are going to sell Nicolo Barella. So they have responded with a firm no. He is not for sale. Not for sale. Nicolo Barella won't be sold to Arsenal. And I do not have any problems with that. I really do not have any problem with that. He was asked about Albert Sambi Lokonga, and he said Lokonga's move is done. The underage player is now in quarantine, and the deal will be finalized when he comes out of quarantine. So that he was expected to be announced today or tomorrow. So we expect either today or tomorrow. That is when the player will be actually announced. But like I said, Seth has said the player in himself, Albert Sambilakonga, has finished his medicals. Has finished his move. That includes the medicals. That includes the contracts and everything. And as soon as he gets out of quarantine, he will be lifted and let's go, and he will be lifted as an Arsenal player. So we have to keep a very, very close eye on that one as well. Of course, he spoke about Emile Smith Rowe and the contract situation at the club, and he said talks over a new contract for Emile Smith Rowe, and now moving on positively, with all parties hopeful a deal can be agreed. Arsenal have so far had two bids worth 40 million and 47 million rejected, for Ben White. Brighton will not stand in his way if Arsenal meet their valuation. Again, that is according to Sheikh, retweeted almost 1 hour ago. So with the Emile Smith Rowe deal, he said that positive talks are going on. Positive talks are continuing positively. Arsenal are very, very, very optimistic. Really, you're hopeful that we are very hopeful that a deal will be done between us, will be agreed between us and Emile Smith Rowe. I've seen a couple of outlets writing that Emile Smith Rowe is going to put on shirt number 10 at Arsenal, and like I said, I can't confirm that at the moment, so I'm really not saying I've confirmed that. But I wouldn't have any problems if we had Emile Smith Rowe put on shirt number 10. I wouldn't really have any problem. So he says the deal between Arsenal and Emile Smith Rowe, talks are going on positively well. A deal should be agreed very, very soon. That is that is the update from Sky Sport, and of course my man Sheth, big up Sheth for giving us the update at Sky Sports. Of course you can find them on YouTube at Sky Sports. You can find them on Twitter at Sky Sports. You can find me on Twitter at Cossy, and you can also find me on YouTube at Cossy's Arsenal Podcast. Facebook, it is Cossy's Arsenal Podcast is the page, and Instagram is Cossy910. So really, and I think many of you are gonna say, Cossy, why did you shoot this story? There is nothing new, and I absolutely agree with you. There is nothing new, but the reason as to why I brought in the update is from the source. It depends on the source. When I get a source that I do trust, I do the story basing on the source. So we don't really need to reason much. Everybody who has been asking me, where are we standing on Ben White? Where are we standing on Emile Smith Rowe? Who are we interested in? Chef, Sky Sports, they have just made it clear. We wanted Nicolo Barella, but Inter Milan have said, guys, come on Arsenal, leave this place before we get angry. We want Ben White. Talks are moving on progressively well. And according to Sky Sport, they're saying Brighton 100% will not stand in the way of the player. As long as the right valuation comes in, the player will leave. £47 million and £40 million respectively have been rejected from as bids from Arsenal, but Arsenal is still very, very hopeful that a deal will get over the line. Emile Smith Rowe will sign a new contract, and there's a lot of optimism and there is a lot of hope that Arsenal will get that one done as soon as possible. Do smash a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about the stories that we always discuss on a daily basis. Man, I mean, look, I think I'm gonna come with a James Maddison update. I have nothing around Housemour, honestly. I have nothing around Housemour at the moment. But the moment I do get anything around Housemour, I'll come and update you. But there is something about James Maddison and Tielemans and the move to Liverpool or Arsenal. Very, very much interesting update. We're gonna speak about that in about 1.5 hours. Stay tuned, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.